To celebrate Halloween this week, we're going to be combining two of my absolute favorite things. We're going to be... No, I'm sorry, I don't love you as much as I love these two things, sorry.
I understand.
But today we're going to be sorting the characters from the 1993 Disney Halloween iconic classic Hocus Pocus into their Hogwarts houses. I'm very, very excited. Alright, I figured first up we should do the Sanderson sisters themselves because I'm just too excited. I can't wait. First up, who everyone thinks about, Bette Midler's perfect character, Winifred Sanderson. I feel like she is obvious.
Yeah, I feel like this is going to be a lot of Slytherins.
I feel like she is pretty much Malfoy level, where the hat just barely touches her head and it screams out Slytherin. Like, she doesn't care about anything except for herself. She does care about her sisters, but not to a crazy level. I mean, she was willing to push Sarah into what she thought was like a black river of death. And all of
That's
that.
what I was going to say. She kind of uses her sisters.
Yeah,
like,
she needs her sisters. I don't think she necessarily loves her
exactly.
sisters.
Like, she uses them to get into scary situations and test things out and, like, gather children and stuff. She uses their skills. She's kind of like playing chess all the time. And they're just her most favorite pieces.
And Slytherins are very, very into family. And the only people she cares about at all are her family. It's just she mainly cares about her family for the sake of, what can I use you for?
Self-enhancement.
Yeah, exactly. Like, she's 100% a Slytherin. Like, anyone that's, like, plotting to steal the lives of hundreds of children to remain young and beautiful is kind of like
so
automatically
what you're saying is that not all Slytherins are evil, but all evil people are Slytherins.
No, not all evil people are Slytherins, but I think if your brand of evil is particularly like, what can I do to make... Well, of course, then that's also Gilderoy Lockhart. He would fit that, so... But she's definitely a Slytherin. I definitely think she's extremely ambitious. She's extremely cunning. She will do anything to achieve her means. That's all she cares about is her personal goals. So,
exactly.
Definitely think she's a Slytherin. Next up, this one's a lot trickier. I've been mulling this over for days, but Sarah Sanderson. I am very torn between two houses. I'm curious what your thoughts are first.
My first thought is Hufflepuff, but I feel like that's my own bias talking.
I think that's more prejudice because she is not a very nice person.
No. Like, I honestly think she might actually be Slytherin.
Yeah, that's where I'm torn. I'm torn between Slytherin and Gryffindor because she's like willing to cheat with her sister's boyfriend. She is very focused on what she wants out of any situation. She's always like focused on that, but she also like isn't very ambitious. Like she's fine with following the leader.
But I feel like that could be a selfish angle. But like she could be using Winifred to like further her own goals.
See, as much as I love Sarah, I really want to think that, but I don't think she's smart enough to think that far. I think she's always like just one step ahead. Like I don't think she has any cunning.
I think that's an act.
I don't think it's an act. I think she's actually that dumb. Because, like, she's always that dumb in the background. Like, if you watch her, like, in the background of any scene, she's, like, 3 steps behind everybody else. I'm like, oh, what am I supposed to be doing?
But it could be that, like, brilliant aloof thing. You know? Like, she's very situationally aware when she's acting alone. I think she's just allowing herself to let Winifred control everything because it benefits her.
I don't know. She's also the reason they got hung. Because she was the one that was like sucking the lives out of little children to all the people. I think like she's definitely not a Ravenclaw.
No.
100%. I don't know. I'm torn. When are you thinking that she's situationally aware when she's alone?
Like when she sticks her tongue out at Max and all that because like, you know, she has awareness. Like I don't know. I'm torn.
Well, what I'm torn between is Slytherin and Gryffindor. Because I could see her being Gryffindor. She is very, very brave.
Yeah.
Like, she has no issue with charging ahead with things. Like, she's very instinct-based and very, like, this is what I want and what I'm doing based. Like, she probably didn't even think it was, like, bad to cheat. She probably was, like, everyone should do free love, or also Winifred's really mean to you.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, the more I think about this as we're talking about it right now, I'm like, yeah, she doesn't have ambition, and that is the defining characteristic between those two.
Yeah, that's really what sets them apart. Yeah. Like, Slytherin and Gryffindor are very close. It really is that defining trait of, like, are you focused on, like, adventure and chivalry and friendship and bravery, or are you focused on ambition? And I don't think she's an ambition. I think she's like, let's go have fun with my sisters, which is very, like, Gryffindor-y.
I agree.
Yay. She's like Ginny Weasley gone very wrong. And, like, she may not seem chivalrous. She seems like she doesn't have morals because she has different morals than us, but, like, she's very brave. Like, she has her own brand of chivalry because she's, like, very, very willing to stand up when she thought someone was insulting Satan. And she was like, thou shalt not speak to master in such a way, or in such a manner. She, like, will call you out then. So she has like her own personal guideline. I don't know. I think she might be a Gryffindor, but
I agree.
I think that's what she is. I think she's brave, but just very stupid. So it doesn't come off as brave. It just comes off as like really reckless.
So she's just Harry Potter.
Next up is Mary Sanderson, the final Sanderson sister. She is kind of an interesting one too. I think she's a Hufflepuff.
That's what I was going to say. She's like very into food, which is kind of a very Hufflepuff thing.
Yeah. Not even necessarily a canon thing, but I feel like by this point it's
right. And to be
canon.
very clear, this is not a body shaming thing. Like, she goes for all the candy and stuff. Like, she gets excited about it. She eats eating.
Oh, she does hate candy, but she doesn't want to eat anything.
Right. She eats all the other things.
She's a particularly good finder. Yeah, she finds the children, so also that's not canon, but basically canon now. And she's very unafraid of just hard work and toiling without praise, because she does so much work. And she does complain once in a while, but only because she thinks like Sarah's not working enough, so she's like afraid it's unfair. But she has nothing against working.
Which
she
fits
doesn't
with the Hufflepuff sense of justice.
Exactly, and she doesn't mind that, you know, she doesn't get any of the credit. Like, she lets Winifred take complete control. She's extremely loyal. Like, she will do anything for Winifred. Like, it always strikes me whenever, like, they think they're dying. And I don't think it occurs to Winifred, because she's such a Slytherin, that, you know, Mary and Sarah know they're dying too, although Sarah may not. She's a moron. But whenever Winifred's like, oh, take me to the window, I want to, you know, say my last goodbye, and Mary's just like, okay, I'll get up and take you here, because that's my focus, is just taking care of you right now still. Like, I definitely think she's a Hufflepuff, which is
I agree.
Proof that not all Hufflepuffs are good people.
Well, we have that in the canon of Harry Potter too, because like Cedric was definitely going to go for it. Like, he was that whole bewitchment thing still, but like,
yeah,
there was definitely ambition there. Like,
yeah, no,
it's not that any of the houses like exclusively have the lock on any of these traits.
it's just what you value the
exactly.
most.
So exactly.
Yeah.
We're on the same page.
Next up is Max Dennison,
Okay.
our resident hero.
I have
He's
strong
the hero.
Yeah, I have strong feelings
I
about this
kind of
guy.
root for Winifred, so.
Well, no, because like, he's a horrible person. He like abandons the bullies who, yes, bullied him
Yeah.
to die. Like, to
Yeah,
literally
no.
actually die.
No, it's a messed up movie.
Right,
in
like,
lot
there's a lot of
ways.
stuff like that where he's just like, he does these things and like, oh my god, what a terrible person. He's portrayed as the hero, and we're supposed to buy into that, but why? He's
No.
a terrible person.
I don't think it means you're gonna like what I'm gonna say then.
Go ahead.
I definitely
We'll
think he's
fight
a
about it all
Gryffindor.
day.
He's totally a Gryffindor. He charges ahead without a plan.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Like,
He doesn't ever have a specific goal in mind.
it's hard for him to get started, but I think what he is, I think he's like Harry in Order of the Phoenix Gryffindor.
Oh god.
I think he's mopey and moody and pouty and upset, but the minute he realizes like how it's actually affecting people he cares about, the minute he sees Danny be upset, he's like, oh, I need to go back to being the chivalrous big brother. I mean, he's willing to like sacrifice his life for her at the end overall. So I think that's like his core value. I think we're watching him be mopey and go through this character development of like re-becoming the hero he's supposed to be. But
right,
I
it's
definitely
very
think
much
he's
a coming of
Gryffindor.
age type story, because
Yeah.
it's like moving to a new place and he's trying to find out who he is in relation to this town and this
Lack of
culture and
control
these
in his
people.
family.
Yeah, exactly. Like, he's also trying to like, he frequently plays with his identity. Like, he plays the drums
Yeah.
at one point in the movie, and that just feels totally out of left field.
Yeah.
But there it is. Like,
And I feel like it's like a very Harry Potter, Gryffindor, obnoxious thing to like give Allison his phone number in the middle of class in front of everybody. And it's like, she didn't even know your name at that point. He's like, oh yeah, by the way, I'm Max. And it's like,
great. I don't care.
No.
You just you started by insulting everything I love.
I think Max is, we get to see Harry Potter if he hadn't been an orphan.
So just James.
If James was wildly unpopular because he moved to like a different school and not Hogwarts.
If he went to Ilvermorny.
Yeah, exactly. He had to transfer. Like, no one knows me here, man.
Don't you know how amazing I am? God.
Next up is Danny, his little sister, who is so much fun. I'm very sold on this, but I'm curious what you think she is. I have like zero doubt what she is.
I have some doubts.
Yeah.
I'm kind of torn between two. Because, like, she is very brave in that sense.
Mhm.
Like, she, like, will say, like, this is wrong and I will fight you and I will use my brother to do it because I don't have the physical ability to do so.
I'm a tiny little child.
Right. But, like, she will stand up for what's right.
Mm-hmm.
But she will also go poking her nose around where she really doesn't belong just for the sake of knowledge.
Oh, I didn't think of it in terms of knowledge. That does make sense.
Yeah.
So you're torn between Gryffindor and Ravenclaw?
It's gonna be Gryffindor, but there's a hint of Ravenclaw in there.
Yeah.
You know, just a smidge.
A little Hermione-ish?
Yeah, a little bit.
I'm completely different. I straight up think she's a Slytherin. I think she's a stone cold Slytherin.
Interesting.
Because, like, the movie starts with her, like, breaking into Max's room she's not supposed to be to. And then he's like, I'm sad, I don't want to go trick-or-treating. And so she screams to make the mother force him to do it. And, like, at Allison's house, she's, like, mocking him in front of Allison. And then she manipulates him very cunningly in order to, like, agree to be Peter Pan and wear tights next year.
What is her purpose?
Because she wants that costume. That's what she wants to do. She wants to get to dress up however she wants next year and control him. I think she's like straight up a Slytherin. I think she's very cunning. I think she's very self-focused. She's never thinking about like Max or the other people. She's like, oh, I want to do this. I want to do that. She's super cunning when the Sanderson sisters find her, like pretending to be a witch and the one that called them and everything.
Yeah.
I definitely think she's a Slytherin.
Yeah. You know what? I'm sold, actually.
I straight up think she's a little mini Slytherin in this cute little package.
And like, I'm thinking about her in relation to Binks, and I'm like, I think she just wanted a cat.
Yeah, I think she's like, talking cat, this is mine.
Right? Like, she shows up and she's like, Mom, Dad, we got a new cat.
It was like, can we have a cat?
It wasn't like, we're going to talk about this. This is done.
I've had a magical cat with an accent. I am done. No, I think she's a Slytherin.
I have to agree. I didn't think I'd be able to be sold on this, but
which is kind of fun because it's like, you know, the Disney little sister, and I think she's like straight up the bad house. Like I 100% think she'd be sorted Slytherin, and the whole family would be like, because I think it's a family of Gryffindors, and I think it's just a little Slytherin that popped out. Like I could see her going bad, as you've talked about.
Oh yeah, I have like this whole idea for a sequel that like at some point I need to write, and now that they've announced that Hocus Pocus 2 is happening, I'm like, you better not steal my idea.
Right. Next up is Allison.
Okay, so I think Allison is a Ravenclaw.
That's what I was going to say too.
Because she is so interested in the knowledge, and she doesn't even really think so much about what to do with it. Like, yeah, that's part of it, but she wants to just learn everything. She is not afraid to dive into this book of dark magic.
Yeah.
And, like, Max kind of goes along with it, but he is kind of like, all right, but...
Because he'll do whatever she wants.
Right,
he's like
exactly.
enamored.
He's trying to impress her and everything.
Yeah.
And like he'll light the candle and everything because he's trying to be like, look how stupid all this is. And
he's
like
a Gryffindor.
Exactly. But she, I think, is 1,000% Ravenclaw. I don't think you're going to argue with me on that.
The closest I got was part of me wondered if she's Slytherin because she is very self-focused. Because like when she does a circle assault to protect herself, she only protects herself.
Yeah, I thought of that too.
And then she has no issue diving into the book whenever, you know, Binks is like, hey, this isn't safe. And she's like, probably not. But that's also a very Ravenclaw thing, I think, to be like, nothing bad can come from a book.
Right. Like, Ravenclaws tend to think of knowledge as being neutral. Like, it's more what you do with it. And what she wanted was to, like, help.
Yeah.
You know?
And I think her, like, saving herself with the salt, that was just the most logical, easy thing to do right then. She couldn't, like, get to everyone and put the salt around them. She's not a Gryffindor, so she's not going to sacrifice herself. But she's not a Slytherin like, oh, I want to save myself and I don't care about you, which is kind of a, literally, what's the most logical thing to do in this moment?
Right,
save myself.
What can I do? That's
with
just it. What can I
me.
do right now?
Yeah,
you
like,
know?
what's the most likely thing to actually work? And I think that's definitely, like, and she's the one, too, that, like, knows, like, and corrects Max about the history of Halloween and what it means. She's the one who, like, you know, Mom worked at the museum, so she has all the knowledge about it. Like, she has all the knowledge about Halloween, about the Sanderson sisters, about the legends.
And was interested in it, and was so interested in it that she left her family's party where she was solely responsible for handing out candy to the neighborhood kids.
And then even things like it's such her focus because when she finds out that, you know, Binks is Thackeray Binks, her first thought isn't, oh wow, a magic cat, or I'm in a magical situation. It's, oh, all the legends are true. She goes straight to like, so all those stories I told are actual knowledge and this is all actual history. Like she goes straight to like fact checking basically. And that's what she gets excited about. Not that like, you know, she's in a magical adventure. It's literally just like, all those legends I heard about are true. They're not just stories. Cool. I definitely think she's a Ravenclaw.
I absolutely agree.
Yay, we agree. And the final one is my true love forever, Thackeray Binks. I'm sorry.
That's okay. I know where I rank.
I mean, Sirius Black's above him. That's
I
about
understand.
It, so.
At least I'm in the top 100.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I know who he is, but I'm curious what you think.
I could go several different directions with this.
Yeah.
I think we can eliminate Slytherin.
Yeah, definitely.
Because
I don't think
he
he's
would
Slytherin
talk
at
to
all.
people then. He would, like, go out of his way to be like, hey, can we, like, burn these bodies forever?
Yeah.
You know,
Or
something?
he would be like, what can I do with immortality? you
Right,
know, like he is
yeah.
an immortal creature. And
Right,
it doesn't
he
occur
doesn't
to
seem
him
to have
like,
ambition to, like, grow beyond himself.
No, he's not self-focused at all.
Don't think Ravenclaw, which leaves Gryffindor and Hufflepuff. And I partly think Hufflepuff because he is so loyal to his sister that he's not, like, abandoning her like Max suggests. Like, man, that happened so long ago. You have 400 years of knowledge and wisdom, but I'm 15. Which is the
Let
most
it go.
teenager thing I've ever seen in my life. Hufflepuff? No, I don't think so.
I think he's a Gryffindor.
I think he's a Gryffindor.
And what really sells me on him being a Gryffindor more than a Hufflepuff, because I was torn on this too, is the first scene, because he tells someone else, you know, go get other people, and then he just rushes
Charges right ahead.
straight.
Yep.
And he doesn't know when to go after them, but like the last minute, he just up and reveals himself without a plan. You know, he's just yelling at them basically and does not know what to do. He's like completely willing to die for anyone at any time. That's all he ever does. I think he's definitely like a Griffin Puff, non-canon. He has a lot of Hufflepuff qualities because he's unafraid of toil. He's very focused on what's right. He's not looking for recognition or anything like that. He doesn't necessarily want adventure for the sake of adventure, just for the sake of doing the right thing.
Yeah, I could see that.
So I think he's like a Griffin Puff, but canon, I think it'd be Gryffindor just like slightly edging out over the Hufflepuff, mainly because he's so willing to blindly charge ahead. And I feel like a lot of Hufflepuffs like don't blindly charge ahead necessarily. I think they're a little more measured in how they do it, and that's not an insult towards Puffs at all. But like I feel like if Cedric Diggory were Harry Potter, he would do a little more thinking. He'd go to people first. He'd go to teachers first.
Right, like Harry struggling with the Goblet of Fire tasks, the challenges. Like, oh my god, what are you doing?
Well, like,
talk to people. Like, I know it wasn't supposed to like be a thing that nobody's supposed to help them and all that, but like, come on.
Like Harry and Ron the first year, they know that there's a troll loose in the school and Hermione's in the bathroom. Their thought isn't, let's tell a professor Hermione's in the bathroom, which would have been the smart thing to do. Their response is just, let's go to the bathroom and fight this troll that we don't know how to fight. And I feel like Cedric would have gone to a teacher. Like, Cedric would have been like at least a prefect or professor, like, hey, there's a girl crying. And I feel like Thackeray would definitely go to the bathroom. You know,
I agree.
That's just where
we see him jump on Max and attack him, trying to stop him lighting the candle and everything.
Yeah, he just jumps full steam ahead.
Well, that pretty much covers all the characters, right?
Yeah, I think that's most of the main characters. Although I could talk about this movie forever. Yeah, so that's about it for this week. I hope you all have a great Halloween if you celebrate. It's so much fun. If you've never seen Hocus Pocus, you need to watch it. It's cheesy, it's ridiculous, and it's the greatest thing to ever exist.
Don't listen to the haters on Rotten Tomatoes because, like, the critics give it a 33%, but the audience gives it a 71%. Like, this is a beloved movie.
It's the best.
We know it's terrible. That's why we love it.
Anything with Bette Midler and Sarah Jessica Parker cannot be terrible.
It's just amazing because, to me, it's very old theater. Like, stage theater. I just love that everyone in there is just having a blast playing every part that they're playing.
It's very corny and campy and ridiculous.
Campy, that's the word I was looking for.
I love campy stuff, so.
Yeah, thank you for introducing me to this movie.
You're very, very welcome. It's what I do. I just shove Bette Midler down everyone's throat. I'll be back with another video next week. Until then, be happy and be well. Thank you so much for watching.